Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Minecraft building time lapse. Today we're going to be building a nice looking house. Now it's not intended for Minecraft survival because of some of the things I do is unnecessary, but it makes it look pretty nice. I do like a kitchen area, a couch and all that, which normally I wouldn't make that if it's a house on survival because survival is supposed to have all your needs and not wants. It's not supposed to be for display. It's all supposed to be for all use, it's full on usage. So anyways, I started to do cobblestone on the sides and then oak log for the corners. And then I also did like the top of the oak logs for the flooring of the inside. Now I think that was a pretty nice decision, but I did end up using a lot of wood on this house for this video. Maybe a little bit too much wood. I should have balanced it a little bit more with the stone blocks, but I think it's still alright. Now I'm going to be narrating on and off, by the way, so I don't narrate too much, but also I don't narrate, not a lot. So it's kind of like commentary, not commentary. It's like half and half. So I started doing the oak logs and they come up on each corner. Then I decided to do the stripped oak log for the first block of the wall, and then I filled it up with the oak blocks for that. So the walls are coming in pretty nice and fast right there. Now the time lapse is by like times 2.5, by the way. This is if you're curious how fast it was going. And also I have the oak log coming around on the top, and then I added in the windows, which I think was a good idea to add them in as fast as I could, not till later, because you don't want to hold that off till later, because that way you just build around it right after and all that, and it fits in better. Which I think people normally add windows before they fill in the inside. And then I started to do the roof as well, and I just did cobblestone for that. Now I'm kind of in the inside of the house. I'm adding torches for lighting, and I also have the ceiling coming down with the oak stairs, which I pretty much do that in all of my builds now. Just I feel like it adds more to it and just makes it look a lot better. I just think it really adds to the detail and stuff. And then I started to do the master bed, which I used oak slabs around 2 beds put together, which I feel like that'd be a master bed. And then I did a painting and on the wall right there as well. And then I decided to add in a couch with the mangrove stairs and a little table as well. Now I'm installing the bookshelf, which is going to be by the bed, which I felt like was a good area to put that. And I was playing around with adding a trapdoor, but I was like, nah, never mind. I really do don't always make up my mind. I'm always trying to make the best choice when it comes to the look of everything. And then I decided to do a carpet, and as you can see, I'm going to try to make it bigger. Then I changed my mind and make it smaller again, but I just tried to make things look as good as possible, play around quite a bit. And then I added in a clock so you can always tell the time. Probably could have put that in a little better spot, but it's alright. And then I had that storage area, which has 2 chests and an ender chest, and I have a painting above it. Perfect. We just fit everything in there nicely. I think this looks great. And then I started to do gold armor with a armor stand. Okay, and I added that. I did iron armor in the last one, so I was like, now I'm going to do a different color. I'm going to do gold. And I feel like that's a good place to put it with the storage area, of course, with how much room we have. This did a 1-floor house. I could have done like a 2nd floor or a basement, but I think this was pretty good. This is for a starter house, something that's pretty nice, not too small, but not too big. And I was thinking about doing like an enchantment area, but I was like, okay, never mind. We don't want to do that. Maybe we do a kitchen instead. And then I kind of played around with the barrels as well. I was trying to put them in random areas. But I ended up actually finding a pretty good place with the barrels. I actually did a secret storage. So in case like someone ever broke into my home, I could have like a secret area. Like who would think that there would be barrels under the chest? You know what I mean? Like no one would really think about that, and you can't really see them that well unless you really paid close attention. So I thought that would be a really interesting detail for me to add. I was like, actually, that looks really interesting, you know? So, and then I started off with the kitchen and changed the flooring for that little area. I want it to be its little own thing, but I don't want it to be a separate room. I want it all to be all just in one big room for the house. Alright, so my phone is almost dead, so hopefully we can narrate this as fast as possible before my phone just completely dies. But anyways, as you can see, I'm doing like a kitchen island table, counter, whatever you call it, which is pretty nice to have right there. I feel like this is, that way I'm filling up as much space as possible on the inside of the house. And then I decided to get rid of the quartz slabs and replace them with quartz stairs, because, you know, I think both work pretty well. That way it looks like it's more attached to the wall and everything. And then I started to add more details, like I added a cake. Always got to add a cake to the kitchen, you know what I mean? And then I did barrels for storage, and then I added in some drinks, which I like to think of them as like adult drinks, alcoholic, which I kind of put them off to the side. But, you know, you can think whatever you want about them, either like coffee stand or whatever. You know, just let your imagination play out and use what you can. And I also used like the plant pot as a coffee, like a cup of coffee, and then the item frame as a plate. So, you know, it's just creative thinking. Like, you really think about it, you can just place item frames like that. I'm like, wow, you can actually do a lot with that. You know what I mean? So, you know, always do that. And then I did barrels to fill up the side right there. Even though I already had them in the kitchen, I decided to add item frames, mangrove trapdoors, and that way they're kind of different than what is in the kitchen. Then I added in a music box, because why not? And then I added another plate, which is going to be by the sink here. Even though it's going to have food on it, it's going to be like pumpkin pie. You know, Thanksgiving is coming, so just thinking about pumpkin pie right now, I'm not going to lie. And then I pretty much finished the inside of the house. But I decided I wanted to see what it would look like with some like cobwebs. I'm like, okay, that's kind of like too distracting. So I tried that, but I feel like there's a little bit more that I could have done for the house. But for the most part, I think it looked pretty good. I added another painting in or two. So I think that really fills up the house, and I think it looks really nice. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some landscaping, add in some dirt blocks, do some balancing. I'm going to add some trees as well, just to add into the detail. So you can just see this is more going on here. I always like to add trees and stuff around the house and just give more. You know, I don't want it to be too boring looking. I want there to be a nice little location and all that. It's just a nice looking environment around the building here. Yeah, I decided to do a bunch of flowers, just, you know, off and on of red and orange tulips, and I think it was pretty nice for the front. I was doing a little showcase, which you already know, but is getting the whole shots here. And we're doing it from the couch. You can see the master bedroom, the books, the storage, the armor, and all that stuff, and the kitchen. I think it's a really nice look design. I think it could have been put in like a seat by the bookshelf, so it look like you're just studying. I could have done that, but you know. But yeah, I think it just turned out really nice. I think we got everything we really needed here. I think it just turned out really well, and I think it just looks really great. I could have done a little bit more, could have filled in the room a little bit with a couple other things, but for the most part, it's pretty much finished, and I think it looks pretty great for a basic, nice looking home. So what do you guys think about this in the comments if you think it looked pretty great? I do want to make a video on how to build a house for Minecraft Survival to have everything you need and all that. I think you could do something like that. I really want to do this is a Minecraft base as well. But yeah, this is pretty nice looking for the house, and it's going around it as well one more time, and you can see this looks pretty great. And yeah, it's just, I really like the windows and everything that turned out. I really like the cross looking window that I did for the back part. I think it just really adds on to making it look really nice and unique compared to other buildings. And you can see all the trees and everything. You can still like see a bunch of trees, but you can still see a little bit farther away in some of the windows, which is kind of nice. But when it comes to survival and stuff, you don't want too many trees around your house because you might not be able to see any hidden mobs. You know, the creepers coming around when you're opening the front door and then getting blasted, because I don't know why I'm mentioning it, but I've been blown up by creepers before. It's going outside my house and then getting blown up. But I hope you guys found this video relaxing and you liked this quite a bit. If you did, make sure to go ahead and subscribe so it's, it supports me. And go ahead and watch some of the videos. Until next time, goodbye.